Hey there, anglers. Welcome back to the news break from thefishingwire.com. We've got a show so packed with gear drops and game changers, you're going to want to tighten your drag and hang on. First up, we're rewinding just a few weeks because we spotted something too electric to ignore. ePropulsion's futuristic motors are putting the smart in horsepower. And trust us, this tech is going to change the way you hit the water, regardless of what size boat you run. Then DAIWA is saying bigger baits need bigger guns, and they've dropped the Coastal TW200, a reel so smooth and powerful it could charm Barry White. Next, Do It Molds is back with a football shaky head that turns finesse fishing into a four-wheel drive adventure. And finally, we'll wrap it up with some cold weather style points. Whitewater's Thermocline jacket, the science meets style layer that packs into its own pocket and keeps you warm without smelling like you lost a wrestling match with a carp. It's all coming up right here on the news break. Let's get to it. Here we go. All right, before we dive into this week's big gear drops, I've got to rewind just a couple of weeks because some news rolled in that was way too electrifying to let slide by, literally. ePropulsion, aka the Tesla of the water, just teamed up with Duranautic Boats and Grumman Canoes to bring their full lineup of electric propulsion systems to the everyday angler. Now, forget the noise, fumes, and maintenance headaches. These motors are clean, quiet, and seriously high-tech. We're talking everything from portable outboards for kayaks and canoes all the way up to their Monster H-Series inboard motors that can push a 200-ton vessel like it's cruising on autopilot. And the coolest part? It's all built on their smart system architecture with lots of IoT. That means the Internet of Things, which is just a fancy way of saying your motor isn't dumb horsepower. It's a smart engine. It can monitor itself, track performance, and even talk to apps so you always know your range, your power draw, and when it's time for service. ePropulsion was the first company to launch a brushless, direct drive outboard, and now their portfolio runs the gamut. Spirit and Navy series for everyday anglers, the X series outboards for cutting edge performance, and even the tiny but mighty E-Lite, a game changer for tenders and small boats. Bottom line, whether you're sneaking up on a bass in your John boat or chasing sunsets in a canoe, these electric systems give you range, power, and silence, all while being eco-friendly. So yeah, this story might have dropped a couple of weeks back, but we couldn't let it pass us by because the future of fishing is just got a seriously big jolt. All right, guys, you ever show up to the fight with a pocket knife when the other guy's packing a bazooka? Yeah, that's what tossing a little 80-size reel at a 40-inch yellowtail feels like. DAIWA says, enough of that nonsense. It's time to bring some real muscle. Enter the 2025 Coastal TW200, a baitcaster built like the rock in a tux. Sleek, smooth, but packing heavyweight power. This reel's designed for chucking big baits. Think swim baits the size of your kid's Nerf football and jigs that don't quit. It's got DAIWA's HYPERDRIVE DIGIGEAR system, which basically means your cranking is smoother than Barry White on vinyl and tougher than an old school Chevy engine. Plus, they've swapped out the old school bearings for high-tech ceramic bushings. Translation? No rust, no fuss, and still crazy casting distance. And because fishing isn't just about the catch, but the vibe, they've even added a drag clicker that gives you that sweet, sweet sound of a fish screaming off the line. That's the angler's version of surround sound, baby. Manufacturer standard retail price, $299.99. And if you really want to flex, pair it with DAIWA's ISLA AGS rod, because if you're bringing Thor's hammer, you might as well swing it with style. Bigger fish, bigger baits, bigger bragging rights. That's DAIWA's new Coastal TW200. Supremacy secured. All right, guys, sometimes finesse fishing feels like bringing a butter knife to a steakhouse. Do It Molds just fixed that with their new EWG football shaky head mold. Think of it as the off-road truck of jig heads, weedless, rugged, and ready to crawl over whatever bottom you throw it at. This bad boy combines the finesse of a shaky head with the ground control of a football jig. Translation? Your bait stands tall and in the strike zone every time. Perfect posture. They've built it around the Victory 10777 EWG hook. Sharp, strong, and sized right at 2/0 to 4/0. So whether you're running worms or creature baits, this hook's not letting go. Add in a beefed up barb keeper and your soft plastics are locked down tighter than grandma's Tupperware lid. And the best part, you can pour your own. The mold's going for about $66 at doitmolds.com or your favorite tackle dealer. So whether you fish it as a shaky head or drag it like a football jig, this mold is giving finesse fishing the four-wheel drive upgrade it's been begging for. Science class flashback, y'all. Remember the term thermocline? That's the invisible line in the lake where warm water ends and cold water begins. Well, whitewater fishing just took that geeky term, swapped an I for a Y, and turned it into a jacket so sharp it could have been designed by NASA. Meet the thermocline hooded jacket, your barrier between freezing winds and cozy comfort. It's insulated with Sorona Aura, a high-tech plant-based insulation that's light, warm, and eco-friendly. Translation, this jacket keeps you toasty without making you look like the Michelin Man. And they didn't stop there. It's got Polygiene Stay Fresh tech, which basically means even after a sweaty all-day grind on the water, you won't smell like you lost a wrestling match with a carp. That's freshness, and it's permanent. Smart design, too. Articulated elbows for smooth casting, a high collar and hood combo to block the chill, and it even packs into its own pocket. Yeah, this thing's basically the fishing version of a transformer. Colors, storm, and drop-off. Price tag $199.99. So if you want to stay warm, stay fresh, and still move like you're auditioning for the Matrix, Whitewater's Thermocline jacket is your new cold weather wingman. That's it for now from the news break. From electric motors that make fishing feel futuristic to reels, jigs, and jackets that'll keep you ahead of the game, we've got you covered from bow to stern. Don't forget to check out all the latest at thefishingwire.com and hit subscribe so you never miss the drops that keep your tackle box and wardrobe on point. We bring you the biggest stories from the business of fishing every day of the week.